So you feel stuck, like you're spinning your wheels and not making the progress you want. You're constantly distracted, trying new things, and digging 100 shallow holes instead of one or two deep ones. The hidden reason behind why you're stuck is perfectionism. It's keeping you from focusing on the high leverage activities that would actually move the needle for your personal and professional growth. Because when everything needs to be perfect, you end up doing nothing consistently. So let me share 4 practical changes that will move you from being stuck to experiencing steady growth, all without adding more work or getting distracted by shiny object syndrome. But first, let's talk about why this matters so much. Most people unknowingly tackle professional development like they're playing whack-a-mole. They see a new trend or tactic and immediately chase after it. They start a dozen projects, but never finish any of them. If this sounds familiar, don't be too hard on yourself. You're not alone in always being busy, but never making any real progress. And this approach is exhausting. It leaves you feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and worst of all, stuck in the same place despite all this effort. You end up with a graveyard of half-finished projects and zero momentum. But what if instead of trying to do everything perfectly, you focused on doing one thing consistently? What if you created a system that turned your scattered efforts into sustainable growth? This is crucial if you're anyone trying to build something meaningful. Because your ability to focus and gain momentum isn't just a nice to have. It's the difference between spinning your wheels and making real progress. So, let's dive into those 4 practical changes you can implement to get unstuck today. Number 1 is to pick one high leverage activity. For me, it's making videos. For you, it might be different. Look at your skills and what attributes you want to improve. Then decide what single activity will give you the biggest return. But the key here is to avoid that perfectionist attitude that got you here in the first place. Don't try to do everything. Just choose one thing that moves the needle. Just think about professional athletes or successful people in your field. Odds are they tend to do 1 or 2 things extremely well. They don't scatter their attention across a dozen different pursuits. The key here is focus. Next up, number 2, create a simple process to support it. Whatever high leverage activity you choose, take some time up front to determine how you can get it done with as few steps as possible. And don't worry about making it perfect. Once again, the objective isn't perfection. The objective is creating a process that allows for sustainable, consistent output over a long period of time. Let's look at how I create these videos. It's a one-shot take from a single angle, focusing on key pain points for my customers. No editing, no animations, no text on screen. Why? It's not because those things are bad. It's because I know that I can create content consistently if I don't bog myself down with complexity. By focusing on a simple, constrained process, I focus my energy into the content itself. So, ask yourself, what's the simplest possible way you could do your chosen activity? What steps are required? Which ones could you eliminate entirely? Just make sure to keep it simple. Number 3, block out time every single day to work on it. My mornings are dedicated to content creation, period. No checking email, no shifting priorities, no notifications. When I'm working on content, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. All unnecessary windows are closed, and I'm completely focused on this one activity. And this block of time, it's for execution only. Don't use this time to refine your process. Just follow the steps you've put into place and execute. You can set aside a separate block of time to improve your process. But while you're in the flow of things, just do the work. Because with each piece you complete, you'll gain the practice and insights you need to get a little bit better each and every time. Now, I recommend blocking out at least an hour 5 days a week. And I know that may seem like a lot, but think about it. What could you accomplish if you dedicated a solid 5 hours every week to your most important high leverage activity? Just make it like brushing your teeth, something you do every day without thinking about it. Now, you can always start with a shorter block and expand it as you get more comfortable. But the key, block out that time. And finally, number 4, turn off all notifications and forget the rest of the world exists. Now, I know I'm repeating myself here, but this is so crucial. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Close everything down except for what you need to do your task. Clear off your desk so you don't have papers staring at you, reminding you of all the other things that you should be doing. Your physical and digital environment should keep you laser focused on the task at hand. Anything that pulls you out of this focused state of mind, scrap it. We're going for consistent, sustainable growth here. And when you implement these 4 changes, picking one high leverage activity, creating a simple process, blocking out daily time, and eliminating distractions, you get to reap the rewards of compound interest. Just like investing or going to the gym, the real value comes from consistent small actions over a long period of time. Individually, none of those actions really move the needle all that much, but collectively, over months and years, they become a competitive advantage that few can match. Why? Because most people are too distracted to maintain this kind of focus. So what do you get out of this? Well, you stop feeling stuck. No more spinning in place. You overcome that perfectionism that's been holding you back. You focus on consistency rather than trying to make every piece perfect. You start building momentum that becomes self-sustaining. And finally, you start to experience that elusive growth you've been looking for all along. So, are you willing to embrace a little bit of imperfection to achieve consistent growth? What one activity can you commit to doing regularly that would create the most impact in your life or business? So do yourself a big favor. Pick that activity. Make these 4 simple, practical changes. And watch as real, tangible momentum starts to build each and every day. And as always, thank you for listening. Now, I'd really like to hear from you and better understand how these topics impact you and your life. I want these videos to be a dialogue, so pop your questions or comments down below and let's begin the conversation. And if you're ready to take a bigger step forward to turn your expertise into consistent brand-aligned content, visit remotebrand.com to discover how I can help.